see that? And you hear that? Those are the sounds of spring. Good morning, my friends. How's everyone doing? Hope it's fucking fantastic. It's a beautiful day here in Portland. It's been in the 60s at least for the last couple of days. Windy as hell. Just blew chunks of my roof off here. I've got this corrugated roof. And so it was windy, but it was beautiful. And I was going to make this video last night, but I decided to wait until today when it was the actual spring equinox. I generally make videos over the past like 8 years making videos. I've done one just about every equinox and solstice. And I'm sure, as most of you know, the solstice is the shortest day of the year. There's the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year, and the winter solstice, and then we have the spring and fall equinox, which are the direct point between the solstice. And it generally falls around the 20th of March, and then we've got the summers coming around June. But every time spring comes, it seems like the weather directly correlates perfectly with spring. It's almost like the last 10 years, it's like every year I take notice that, oh wow, it's spring and it's a perfect spring day, which, you know, you would almost expect the opposite, you know, that, oh, well, spring's coming, of course it's going to rain. And of course I know in a few days it's going to start raining, and it'll probably rain for a month straight. But anyhow, I'm grateful that I made it through another winter. You know, there were times when our ancestors, making it through the winter, the reason why we celebrated in spring was not just because of the, you know, being able to plant the new crops and the fact that summer's coming back, but the fact that we made it through winter and we're not dead. And we kind of overlook that today. You know, we take it for granted that we're just going to make it through winter. You know, we'll get enough food, we'll find the shelter, at least most of us. And because of that, it's kind of taken away from the celebration of the seasons, if you will. We still celebrate Christmas time, even though people tend to think it's a Christian holiday. Really, it's the celebration of the solstice, the winter solstice, the returning of the sun after the 3 days of darkness, which directly correlates to Jesus' 3 days before he rose. And so the sun sits on the horizon for 3 days and then rises again. And these correlations between religions and some of these ancient practices of sun worship and whatnot, it's kind of funny to me today that you know, for example, with discussing that issue with many Christians, they would say that you know, sun worship is somehow evil or you know, satanic or something. And I really thought about this, you know, just how the sun was really all we knew for most of human history. You know, every morning we'd see that light on the horizon and it rose again, and that was something amazing to behold. And sure, we'd take it for granted because it rose every day. But the first time we have a solar eclipse, that would give us kind of a glimpse in, oh shit. I mean, can you imagine living in ancient times, having no idea what's coming, and all of a sudden it starts getting dark during the day, and then the entire sun is covered up by the disk of the moon, and you're just in awe. You know, is this the gods telling us we better watch ourselves? Is it an omen, a good sign, a bad sign? You know, they didn't know. So, because of these astronomical events, people would, they would start, I should say, the astronomical events, people would start, or celestial bodies moving through space, then people would create these religions based on that, and these ideas of, well, last time this happened, the crops failed. Last time we had the, you know, last time this happened, the crops did well, so, you know, maybe we can correlate some of that to God's anger, or whether or not the earth is speaking to us through these events. Move, you know, to today's world, we understand a lot more than we did, but it's no less awesome that these things happen. And in fact, with today's wisdom about these celestial events, to me, it's just even more awe-inspiring. You know, for the time when people may have thought that the planet was all there was and the stars were just points in the sky, and that whether or not you believe we lived on a flat disk or not, it's more amazing to imagine the depth and the magnitude of space that we can now, the size of the universe, incomprehensible, even the size of our own solar system. You know, just traveling to another planet in an automobile to try to get an idea of how long it would fucking take. And so, sure, to bring all that back down, here we are on this earth, and the one thing that we can do is observe the changing of the seasons. And it's the one thing that our ancestors were consistently aware of. They may not see they may see only one solar eclipse in their lifetime, or maybe one lunar eclipse in their lifetime if they're not looking for it. But but when it comes to the seasons, this happens every year. So every spring, it's a time for renewal and regrowth. And I've been going through some kind of, I don't know, my head's been spinning a little bit lately, trying to figure out where to go and what to do, how to move forward with what I want to do in life, because I'm not sure. I just want to be happy, and trying to figure out finances and all these different things. It kind of comes to a head in the winter. Not to mention, you've got the issue of, you know, your vitamin D deficiency, living in the Pacific Northwest, not enough sunshine, so it can definitely affect your mood. I understand the snowbird thing, you know, why people move for the sun, you know, move out for the winter to a warmer climate. It's more than just the warmth or the weather. It's the way that it affects our moods. So anyhow, spring to me is a big thing because I spend, you know, there's so much darkness here in the Portland area, and I told myself I'm going to get up and I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to motivate, you know, I'm going to get some spring cleaning done. I've been trying to motivate. Seems like no matter how much I do, it just never seems like it's enough, and I figure that's okay. I'm at a point in my life where that's just where I'm at, and I'm hoping that over time I can learn to just jump up and motivate myself to do right what I want to do or need to do when I need to do it. But you know, that's what spring is. It's rebirth, renewal, and yeah, I hope we make the best of it. I'll leave it at that. Don't want to talk too long about this. Just wanted to kind of say happy spring to everybody, and have a fantastic day. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be well.